Everyone, this is the Jugong channel. Today's public divination theme is, will you marry a rich woman or a rich man? That is to say, look at how your future other half's wealth index is. So this video is not gender limited, both boys and girls can test it. Now please vote for the instruction card from the following 3 groups according to your first instinct. Give you the link to the strongest one. Hello there, lucky ones who got the first set of star indicators. Let's draw a card for you to see how your future other half's wealth index is. Wow, a card fell out.
Comfortable, isn't it?
I'll address men and women separately for this spread. Firstly, for women watching this video, I believe your future husband's wealth index will not surpass yours. Firstly, the Fool card. I will discuss your future other half. Their wealth index fluctuates. Especially in the early years, he might face financial and career crises due to some of his decisions. And his work nature might have been very unstable in the early years, or his way of making money was more speculative and risky, which is relatively unstable. Stable, you have a Queen of Swords and a new secret follower, 2 court cards. I will say that the Queen of Swords is actually you guys. You have to compare with your other half, especially if it's a girl. You guys are very wise. The rational mind is clear. That is, I have a plan for career planning and financial management. This financial management does not mean that you will definitely have a plan when you spend money. Then I'm good at investing and financial management, of course. It doesn't exclude that some girls in the first group may really be good at financial management. More often, I think the Health Queen refers to your own attitude towards your career, what you want to do and how to create in your direction, how to make money. They all have ideas. Compared with your other half, if I look at Zimbish's words, I would think his ability to make money is a little bit. It might not be a burning colour, or it might not be in the same league at all. Suppose this group of girls earns 20,000 a month, then your future other half might be 5,000, or it's like 8,000. So if you look at the overall board of the first group, the very likely pattern for you after marriage is that the woman is outside, the man is inside. Or you could say, girls earn more, boys take more care of the home, something like that. Emphasize again, don't be too sensitive. Comments tell me what I want him for. Not every family is where the boys earn more than the girls. You can go and see your parents. Many of them earn more than your father. Alright, back to the topic. If you are a man who drew the first group, the wife you will marry in the future is going to be a very capable one. Just like the Queen of Swords, many big and small matters in your family require her to make decisions, especially the big ones. Listen to him. You won't go wrong. Don't be stubborn. Well, your own judgment or earning ability is not as good as his. Then you must listen more to others. Finally, let's add something to the first group. Cut 2 cards to see the other half of the future of the first group. Whether it's boys or girls, their wealth index is specific.
Let's draw 2 more cards.
Serve a cup of wine. Oh, this has to be blocked. Practice heat. Let me explain here, because when I was shuffling the cards just now, I defined this as the timing of the sword card, so if you know what I mean. As I said before, if the viewer of this group of videos is a female, your partner's wealth index is not higher than yours, you are the Health Queen. Having lived a short life means you are a leader in the group unit, or you are your own boss. The Hunter card plus the Queen's insurance. A deck full of negative elements suggests your nature of work may involve a lot of speaking or intellectual labor, including necessary social interactions. If we're talking about your other half's future husband's wealth index, this time I can only give it a 6, but you guys say it could be a 7 or 8. Similarly, if a man leads a woman, the wealth index of your future wife can reach 7 or 8 points. Okay, that's all for my interpretation of the first group. Looking forward to your feedback. Bye-bye. Hello to the bosses who drew the second set of black cat cards. Let's draw your future other half's wealth index card. Accurate scar removal. Whether it's boys or girls who are chosen for the second group, it's also the future other half. The ability to make money is very excellent. There are 2 possibilities here. The first is that they have always been excellent from childhood. That is, they were the teacher's mouths during school. The other people's children mentioned by good students' parents. There were many trophies when I was in school. After it's all over, graduation and employment are of that sort too.
The resume is so impressive that HR from various companies are scrambling for it. This is the first situation. The second situation is that his personal ability is not excellent, but there is still confidence. The confidence given by his family is that he has been living in a privileged way since childhood. Or is it work? We see this person in Dave Hunting on the card, very complacent, still being proudly held up, in a state of having capital. But this capital is likely to come from the family. But even in the second scenario, his personal abilities are definitely not poor. The conditions of his birth determined all the educational resources provided by his family, as well as the network resources when he grew up. These are qualities that the ordinary people may not be able to match. They were born winners, at least in your city. They are a small asset. And then there's a piece of cling film, plus a judgment card. I would think the test given by fate is quite big. His life in terms of career, or say, in a decision related to investment or money, there must have been a serious mistake or crisis. That is, it may not have been caused by him, but after all, he tasted this consequence, tasted this price, which is quite heavy. It gave him a harsh lesson. But the growth this strike brought him is also very big. I would argue that he has had a pretty smooth journey since he was young. It is possible that there has been no major setback until their 20s. This setback may occur at their end point, from 30 to 40, suddenly experiencing a major crisis. Just like we talk about brushing monsters. It's all about levels 1, 2, 3, and 4 accumulation. He hasn't fought any monsters before. Then a level 8 monster came along. A level 9 monster is a big hurdle he needs to overcome. But after rebirth, judgment, the more setbacks, the braver. After this person is reborn from this crisis, they'll fear nothing. However, the second set of information about wealth is relatively scarce. Let's draw a card. Cut a card. This person, Shinbi-san, his career definitely involves collaboration, teamwork, working on a project together. It's very possible he's involved in a partnership business. Then cut again. Here comes another temperance card. Let's see. The whole insight plus new competition, plus restraint. First of all, his work must involve communication. Then it's about cooperation. For example, Party A and Party B. Or he himself is a partner of a startup company, which is a great test of EQ. Testing people. Your future partner, whether male or female, is definitely a person with higher emotional intelligence, especially in this dinner party. You will find I found that all the exchanges between this kind of decadence and cutting were implicit. It was all exchanged between smart people, a person who is very good at handling interpersonal relationships, and he must have many friends around him. Let's summarize this last group of patterns. I would rate your future partner's wealth pattern about 7 or 8 out of 10. Very good then. This is all my interpretation of the second group. Looking forward to your feedback. Bye-bye. For those who drew the third group of rose signs, let's give you another version of the wealth index in the future. Firstly, about these groups of boys and girls, I want to talk separately. If the video viewers are girls, your future other half, your future husband, has a very gentle personality. Happiness isn't a tangible answer, whether in daily life or in dealing with you. Very kind and amiable. It's no exaggeration to use the word amiable. Let's not talk about his wealth index. Just talk about the nature of his work. It's us who are noble. Some people are rich but not necessarily noble. What is noble? For example, a university professor. Or there are some high-level officials. I won't elaborate here. I think this person has a very compassionate heart and often gives charity. Anyway, regardless of his job nature or his person, he is a very respectable person who is shining. Once more, this person is also a very sensitive one. Then, if death and mournful mouths appear here, I would think that his job is related to saving lives and healing the wounded, including psychologists and veterinarians. I would think his job is really heal many people, save many people. If he's not a doctor, he must have provided a lot of help to others on a practical level. But for the group I'm looking at, if it's a boy, there's not much information about the future spouse's wealth index. Let me cut a card. Draw a card. Your future wife's wealth index has fallen out. The other half of the future is this girl. Her job may be related to home, property, and then related to information related to marriage and parenting. Could also be psychological counseling, emotional mentor, marriage mediator. Finally draw a card. It's the third group. No matter men or women, cut a vertical tailor for the wealth of the party. The queen is also a familiar person. People love such a character, right? And the queen card is about spreading love, and it has abundant resources, abundant material. So the people in the third group should have the highest future wealth index among these three groups. I give a score of 9/10. So your future other half is definitely a rich woman or a rich man. Okay, that's all about my interpretation of DS group. Looking forward to your feedback. Bye.